Well, welcome to this online revision session for AQA FP2. We'll be covering the January 2010 question 2 on the topic of complex numbers. As you can see here in part A, we're asked to sketch two loci, one which is in the form of a circle. Remember that modulus of z minus a equals r is a circle centred at A of radius r. And then the second part is the perpendicular bisector. This one's in the form of z minus a, the modulus of equals the modulus of z minus b, where a and b are 2 points on the Argand diagram. Then in part B, we're asked to shade in areas satisfied by certain inequalities and the area that satisfies both of those particular inequalities in order to gain the marks. Well, let's see how this goes then. So the first part, the locus of the modulus of z minus 4 plus 2i equals 4, it's useful to put that into the standard form of the modulus of z minus the coordinate or the complex number. So in this case, this will become 4 minus 2i equals 4. Now we know where the centre of the circle is. We know the centre is at 4 minus 2i and the radius of the circle is 4. Both of those things are key if we are going to draw a circle which is going to gain us full marks. So the centre of the circle needs to be at 4 minus 2i and the radius is 4. Now that is critical because we must draw the circle so that it is touching the imaginary axis, and of course it goes over the real axis. The two key things that must happen there. Okay, having got that circle, the next part then asks us to draw the locus of points which satisfy the modulus of z equals the modulus of z minus 2i. Well, we can think of that as z minus 0 on the left hand side. So one of our fixed points is 0. The other one is 2i, which is going to be level with the top of this circle. It's there. And so the line that we draw must be a perpendicular bisector between those 2 points. And so, very carefully then, we can draw in our perpendicular bisector. So it's halfway between those 2 points. So it's something like, let's see, just trying to make certain I get a straight line on here, or near enough I do. Got it straight but not really quite in the right level, but it should pass through I on here. That's the key point, that it will go through halfway between 0 and 2i. Okay, you have 3 marks then for the circle. You're going to get a mark for drawing the circle, a mark for having the centre of the circle in the right place, and a mark for the fact that your circle touches the real axis. And then when you drew the next one, the fact you draw a straight line will get you a mark. The fact that you draw it parallel to the real axis would get you a mark. Don't think mine necessarily would do. And then the fact that it goes through I on this axis will get you the 3rd mark there. Into part B, well, it says the modulus of z minus 4 plus 2i is less than or equal to 4. that means that the points that you're interested in lie inside the circle. Now it then says the modulus of z has got to be greater than or equal to the modulus of z minus 2i. So in other words, the points are closer to 2i than they are to z, which means they must be above the line. So the points that we're interested in must be above the line and inside the circle. So it must be this region in here. And that's where you'll get your 2 marks, because one of the marks will be for making certain your points are inside the circle, and then the other one of your marks will be for being above the line that you've drawn. Well, I hope you found that useful. For further help and support for exam questions and revision, please go to the Further Maths Support Programme website.